What's up, my Squabians? Today we are breaking down the Patrick Mahomes monster new deal, the biggest deal in sports history. We're doing the three-word game. I'm giving you my projections on how I think he's going to perform throughout the remainder of this contract. And is this contract a good deal for Patrick Mahomes and for Kansas City? We're going to break it down right now. Leave in the comment section below what your reaction was to this major deal. How many Super Bowls, how many games do you think these guys win every single year? How many MVPs does Patrick Mahomes get? How many Super Bowl MVPs does he get? Leave that in the comment section below. We're going to talk about it right now. So first of all, it is a 10-year extension on top of the 2 years that he has remaining in his deal. Starting in 2022, he averages $45 million per year. Right now, the highest paid quarterback in the NFL is Russell Wilson at $35 million per year. That all changes with this Patrick Mahomes contract. He has the potential to earn up to $503 million throughout the remainder of this contract based on his incentives. What are those incentives? They're actually pretty simple. Starting in 2022, for every time Patrick Mahomes gets a regular season MVP, he gets an additional $1.25 million. As well, if he reaches the Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs, they get another additional $1.25 million. So for a total potential of $2.5 million incentive every single year. So for 10 straight years, they reach the Super Bowl and Patrick Mahomes wins MVP every single year, Pat Mahomes gets $503 million to his name. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think you think it's going to happen. And so we're going to talk a little bit about the projections, what I really think Patrick Mahomes is going to get out of it. So first, I think it's important that we play the three-word game. So I believe that you can summarize any term in sports with three simple words. And so for this Patrick Mahomes contract, the three words that I would choose are highest expectations ever. This is the most expensive contract in sports history. We just got done watching Tom Brady and Bill Belichick have the greatest dynasty in NFL history. Don't think that Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs are about to do more, if not the same, than what the Patriots just did. The Patriots won 6 titles, but their division was extremely dysfunctional. What this Patrick Mahomes deal means for the AFC West, well, now John Gruden is no longer the most important 10-year deal within this division. Yes, the Chiefs are going to be a very good team for a very long time. As a matter of fact, I have them averaging 10 wins per year throughout the remainder of this deal with Patrick Mahomes. But this division is not nearly as dysfunctional as the AFC East was throughout that stretch with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. You have the Los Angeles Chargers, who just drafted who they believe is their future quarterback, Justin Herbert, with an already talented roster, was one of the most talented rosters in the NFL the year before last, and they got eliminated in the playoffs because they couldn't get over the Brady hump. Well, now it's a totally different story. Brady's in Tampa Bay, and he's going to be gone sooner than later. The Chargers have a promising future. Denver, very talented roster, winning games that they're not supposed to win. They think they have their guy in Drew Lock. Their roster is extremely talented, and they have a lot of young guys that are getting a lot of experience early on in their careers. Oakland has John Gruden, and they've been a talented roster over the past couple of seasons. They have slowly improved. I feel like if they can just get their quarterback position together, John Gruden clearly unsatisfied with Derek Carr. Marcus Mariota is not going to be the answer. If they can get a high draft pick and go get a top guy next year's draft or the following draft, they're going to give Kansas City a run for their money down the stretch of this contract. Now, is this contract really a good deal? Okay, first and foremost, obviously, it's a great deal for Patrick Mahomes because he has a chance to make $500 million and be the first athlete to ever do so. But is it a good deal for Kansas City? You're talking about from the year 2022 to 2031, now they're paying their quarterback $45 million per year. Well, you have to take into account what percent of the salary cap that really is. Based on the whole contract extension, and the salary cap right now as it currently sits, it's about 198, rounded to 200. Meaning, based on the average of Mahomes' contract over the remainder, including these next 2 seasons, he's taken up about 18.75% of the cap. Andrew Brandt in 2001 gave Brett Favre a 10-year deal in that time based on the salary cap, and based on how much he paid Favre was making about 18.75% of the cap. Meaning Mahomes' contract isn't that far out of whack. It's not that crazy. And if you look, I had to do a little research here. If you go back to 2009, about 12 years before the current season, what the salary cap was back then, it was $123 million. Over that time, it has increased by 61% to about $200 million. If over the next 12 years, it just keeps the same rate, and how I've been generous and gone back another year, it'd be an even higher percentage, but I'm not even going to do that. I'm being safe here. I'm being realistic. If it just stays going up about the same rate that it has over the past, we're looking at a $320 million cap by the time Mahomes' deal is up in 2031. What does that mean? Well, in his final year of his deal, he's set to make $52.45 million. But of the projected salary cap at that time, that's only a whopping 16%. Based on right now, he's making 18.75%, the same as Brett Favre, the same that's already realistic for a top quarterback in the game. Down the road, he's going to be making less of the salary cap if the cap fills as projected, meaning he's giving a deal to Kansas City. They can work around that. They're going to be quarterbacks making more money at that time. Ideally, NFL teams and owners talk about how they never want to pay over 14% of their salary cap on one player, aka their franchise quarterback. But that's unrealistic for top paid guys in the NFL, for transcendent players like a Patrick Mahomes, like a Russell Wilson. And because of that, I think this is a great deal for Kansas City moving forward. Next year, they are only paying him $5 million on the season. I think it's a steal. I think next year is going to be another Super Bowl appearance. I have them winning. I have Patrick Mahomes winning the MVP next season, and I think they're going to have another phenomenal year next year. Slight Super Bowl hangover, but it's not going to stick with them like it has some other teams in the past. So my projected stats for Patrick Mahomes over this contract, I think he has 3 more MVPs, 4 more Super Bowl appearances, 2 more Super Bowl victories, 2 more Super Bowl MVPs, and 10 more wins per season on average. Now, the peak of this contract is going to be in 2027 at about 59, rounded up $60 million in that season. That's going to be a year where I don't have him making the Super Bowl. I don't have Patrick Mahomes winning Super Bowl MVP. But sporadically throughout this tenure, I think they're going to make 4 more Super Bowls. You got to remember, the AFC's loaded now. Lamar Jackson is here to stay. He's going to be here for a very long time, and he has a lot of things to prove about how he can perform in the playoffs. Josh Allen's a young quarterback that's looking to take over the AFC East. Joe Burrow's in the AFC. Tua's in the AFC. They're going to be more good quarterbacks in next year's draft, and the following, and so forth. The AFC is a very competitive conference. It's gotten better than it has been in the past, and in my opinion, it's only going to get better down the very near future. Because of that, I only have them making 4 Super Bowls over the next 12 seasons. That's still a lot of Super Bowls. All you Kansas City fans that think they're gonna go 10 straight, that's not gonna happen. It's ridiculous. This team is gonna have peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. They're gonna go up, they're gonna go down. They're not gonna be consistently the best team in football. But over the next 12 years, I do think you can call them a dynasty based on the 3 championships total that I have them winning, including the one that they already won and the one that they're gonna win next year. Over the next years after that, I think they're gonna struggle. I think they make 2 more Super Bowls. I think they lose both. And I think there's one that they make and they win, and Patrick Mahomes is once again the Super Bowl MVP. Don't get your hopes up too much, but Kansas City fans should have a lot to be excited about. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Let me know in the comment section below what projected stats you have Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes achieving over the remainder of this contract through 2031. As always, go Hawks.